Palma. Oh,
man.
that's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game.
To Del Puentes.
Oh, wow.
Delgado makes the shot and knocks it down. Malonia is open. 3-pointer.
Oh, my goodness.
Isang jumper by Robin Celis. Caballero has time. He's just posterized by
After almost 7 months of grueling competition between 30 teams across 2 divisions, we're finally down to our final game day of the 2025 MPBL regular season, and it all stops here at the Robert B. Estrella Senior Memorial Stadium, the last stop before the play-in tournament, as Axel Inigo looks to lead the charge para dito sa Mindoro. It's been a successful season for them this year. Makakalaban nila the #1 team in all of the league, with Encho Serrano averaging 16.8 points the last 5 games, and he looks for that unprecedented 3rd title in the MPBL. We have a doubleheader to cap off our regular season. Abra Solid North Weavers versus Mindoro Tamaraws in our first game, and in our main attraction, Caloocan Batang Kangkalu will square off against the Pangasinan Heatwaves. Magandang hapon mga kaliga. Ken Panglinan with Coach Mike Perez at courtside. We have Miss Mika Abisamis. You know, history beckons here for these 2 teams. Abra targeting to become the winningest team in the regular season. Samantala itong Mindoro, they want their very first playoff appearance here in the MPBL.
Yeah, indeed. Some very special events for both these teams. 28-1. Napakaganda niya panapos para dito sa Abra. They win this game today. Samantalang ito naman Mindoro, they just can't wait to go back home and play and get in the play-ins.
And you're watching us live on the official MPBL YouTube channel and also on Solar Sports every Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And live din po tayo ngayon on pusop.com. Yesterday, we were at the Marikina Sports Center. Nakita natin yung mga playoff-bound teams taking care of their respective assignments. Davao beating Quezon City, San Juan holding off itong Marikina, and Rizal locking up the 3rd seed. Tinalo naman nila itong Bacolod to Bo Slashers.
Agree. And yung mga Davao, San Juan, and Rizal really solidifying their spot heading into the playoffs. Rizal now will get number 3, and Basilan eventually gets number 4 in that division.
And tignan natin yung sitwasyon sa South Division. Pretty much locked up na, no? Yung 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5. Rizal will go up against Minyan. Basilan will take on Jensen.
Yeah, pretty much. At pag tinignan mo naman yung side ng ng pagkakaayos nito mga teams na to, talagang even in the way that they've stood itong sa South, the complications have become lesser in the latter game. Samantalang pagdating naman sa play-in, you now will have Zamboanga going up against Mindoro, trying to get that 7th seed, and the loser of that match will have to go up against the winner of the other play-in match between Davao and Cebu later.
Pretty much 1-10 sigurado na in the South Division. Here in the North, medyo mas komplikado, no? 1-3 sigurado na Abra, Nueva Ecija, San Juan, and then it gets tricky from 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Laki ng implication mamaya nung second game natin between Pangasinan and Caloocan, because the winner of that match will eventually get number 4. The loser now heads over into the play-in at number 7. So that I think is very important.
And binanggit mo na nga, no, sa play-in round, whoever loses that game later between Caloocan and Pangasinan will fall down to the 7th seed, kalaban itong Ilagan Isabela, while knockout match between Bataan and Pasig for the right to stay alive here in the play-in tournament. So obviously a lot of stakes here for all of our teams. We're down to our final 20 teams. Nalalapit na ang ating play-in tournament. But pag-usapan natin isa sa mga players na alam natin every time there's a big-time moment, he rises to the occasion. Encho Serrano, ever since that game against San Juan, has really flourished here. And he's been one of the catalysts in this run para dito sa Abra.
Yeah, and indeed, Encho Serrano actually led the Weavers in their strong start in that game. 15 points, 10 of them in the second quarter, above his normal points per game. 5 of 8 from the field. Those 3 steals, napakalaking bagay niyan dun sa laban na yan. If you're gonna get Encho Serrano to continue to perform the way that he did in that match, then it's gonna be really good para dito sa Abra Weavers.
And he will look to carry the fight once more para dito sa Abra as they gun for win number 28 today. Na pag makuha nila yon, they will be the winningest team in the regular season in the MPBL. Encho Serrano, two-time champion with the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. A new team, but the mission remains the same, is to capture a title for himself and for the Abra Solid North Weavers. On the other side of the fence, binanggit na rin natin, for Mindoro Tamaraws, an unprecedented season because of this guy who also has had an unbelievable campaign. Most three-point makes for a player this season. Ino Comboy certainly has lit the nets para dito sa Mindoro this season.
And shooting outside, the sniper that he is, really has been the primary threat from outside para dito sa Mindoro. 17 points in that game, 12 of them coming in the second half. He did struggle a little bit shooting. Roughly, nandun pa rin sa 40% field goal shooting niya, which is pretty okay. But then again, you know he could shoot so much better because if he shoots the lights out from the outside, maganda nagiging result para dito sa Mindoro.
Alright, it's Mindoro versus Abra. In our first game, punta na natin si Miguel Frey for starting lineups.
Season 7. Here are the starters, beginning with the Abra Solid North Weavers. Starting at forward number 24, John Oduba. Guard number 5, Josh David. Also at guard number 28, Mike Ayunayon. Playing center number 9, Raven Gonzalez. And a small forward number 1, your very own from Urdaneta, Pangasinan, the Sheriff, Dave Ildefonso. The head coach for Abra is Yong Garcia. Assistant coaches, Denok Miranda, Don Uro, and Edsel Vallena. Here comes the starting five for Mindoro Tamaraws. Starting at center, number 20, Kyle Perez. Forward number 12, Ray Bienes. Also at forward number 24, Ashawn Andrews. At guard number 0, Ethan Galang. Also at guard number 5, Axel Inigo. The head coach for Mindoro is Benji Chadoro. Assistant coaches, Axel Inigo, Ken Bono, Joseph Sidorifa, Kim Cinco, and JC Libunao. Team manager, Zandra Norte. Team owner is Paula Oriental Mindoro. Honorable Mayor Jennifer Ina Alegre Cruz.
Starting unit for Abra, Joshua David, Mike Ayonayon, Raven Gonzalez, John Oduba, and for the 29th time this season, Dave Ildefonso will make his start para dito sa Solid North Weavers for Mindoro. Axel Inigo, Ethan Galang, Kyle Perez, Brandre Bienes, and Ashon Andrews. Our referees for this ball game are Michael Kinay, Nestor Arcega, Ron Baluyot, and Jackson Mabandos. So, it just speaks volumes, Coach Mike, to the commitment of Dave. Has played every game, has started each and every match for Abra as they gun for the title this season. As the tip going to the side of Mindoro.
Well, not only that, Ken, he's been performing exceptionally well para dito sa Abra Weavers. Leads a lot in most of the stats para dito sa kanilang team. And for him to be, at the top when it comes to performance, really just paves the way to where they are standing right now at the end of the regular season.
Brandre Bienes gives it up to Axel Inigo. Oh! Shot clock violation. Oo. They have to, hindi sila naging aware doon, no, na 14 lang yung shot clock nung nagsimula because the ball bounced off onto their front court. Joshua David playing that point guard spot for Abra tonight. In lieu of Marwin Taiwan, now coming off the bench. Dave Ildefonso hits his first three. And Abra strikes first here. 3-0 in favor of the Solid North Weavers.
Well, that's really one aspect of his game that panunoori mo yung mga previous games ni Dave. Talagang yung shooting from the outside, ang isa sa mga tinatrabaho ni Dave. Understandably, once he puts that ball on the floor, gets those paint touches, it's very easy for him to get a paint finish. And so, very aware yung mga kalaban nila na pag nangyari yan, kailangan nakaabang na tayo kaagad. Rim protection sa loob.
Baseline inbound for the guys in blue. Mindoro, Axel Inigo. Bienes takes off the handoff, but took many steps. Traveling violation called against Bradley Bienes.
Yung unang-unang hinakbang niya is yung pivot foot niya. You can't do that. And so he got called for that violation.
Uduba up top. Ildefonso against Ethan Galang. With Joshua David. Uduba providing that pick. Nice slip there. John Uduba scores. And Abra off to a 5-0 start.
And that's one thing also that's pretty good pagdating sa screening dito kay John Uduba. He pretty much, lalo na short roll, malaking bagay yung mga slips na gano'n para kay John Uduba. But Ethan Galang as well, you know, much as he plays with a lot of force inside the paint, you two, you gotta be very mindful of where he is for the Mindoro Tamaraws.
Dave got blitzed. Ayon. Now it's Dave Ildefonso. Makes his move, turns around, finds John Uduba inside. Basket plus the foul for the former Parañaque Patriot.
Now, Dave Ildefonso is actually third when it comes to assists para dito sa Abra Weavers. And when you have your number one scorer be your third best when it comes to passing, that even brings all the more a new dimension to the kind of, you know, threat and leader Dave Ildefonso is para dito sa Weavers.
John Uduba has really carved out a role here for Abra. But he misses the free throw. Joshua David in offensive rebound. Dave Ildefonso lines it up. No good. Ball was grabbed and rebounded by Ashton Andrews.
Kung patuloy na bibigyan nila ng ganong look si Dave, he is always going to be taking it. Isa na yan sa mga talagang gusto niya ma-develop, especially heading into the playoffs. Because adding that to his bag, mas lalong mahihirapan kung sino man ang bumabantay sa kanya. Can you guard him single coverage? I don't think so. You're gonna need help, especially when he puts the ball on the floor.
That brief lull earlier, just an inadvertent whistle. 2 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Abra with a 5-point lead. Ildefonso intercepts that pass. Dave, bounce pass to John Uduba. And Axel Inigo, no choice but to give up that foul.
Again, a couple of big guys running the floor. You see, the third guy that was running alongside them is Raven Gonzalez. And when you have these guys, you know, full length of the floor, live turnovers or missed shots running with you, rin bagay.
Ang free throw na ito, atid sa ating Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. John Uduba, a lot of activity early. Such a deep team itong Abra from the first, second, third unit.
Grabe, sinabi mo pa. Ito nga si John is what he's averaging roughly, I think 14 minutes per game, and he leads the team on rebounds, roughly about close to 8. Even on offense and offensive boards, he's leading them with almost 3 per game. So, marami ring na ibibigay na contribution itong si John Uduba, which I feel in the playoffs, malaking bagay para sa Abra Weavers.
Axel Inigo for 3 off the heel, and it will bounce out. I mean, Abra, when you look at how they've decimated their opponents, parang yung pinaka-competitive games na involved sila in were probably that loss against Pasay. That was early in the season. And then you got that game against San Juan. We'll talk more about that when we return after this timeout. Abra off to a blistering start, 11-2. We'll be right back. Abra continuing their dominance as they handily beat Davao Occidental 92-56.
And sobrang ganda naman ang naging field goal shooting nila dyan. They shot almost close to 49%, and the three-point shooting though 35% 10 made threes out of the 28 that they've attempted. But the turnovers, siyam na turnover lang. At nakakuha pa sila ng 21 points of turnovers out of the 18 na na-force nila dito sa Davao Occidental. And tulad nga na-mention mo kanina, ang lalim ng roster nitong Abra Weavers. And so even in that game, they had a lot of help coming from the benches. They got 62 versus that of 28 for Davao.
All right, we'll pause for another break. We'll be right back. Back with us here in the MPBL. Just a brief fix to our game clock as we resume action here. 3 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Mindoro off to a flat start, but Ranry Bienes off a timeout, hits a free, cuts the lead down to 6, 11-5.
Finally, a made three para dito sa Mindoro of that shot. And coming off that lull that we had earlier, second field goal so far for the Tamaraws.
Ethan Galang behind the back. Kyle Perez swatted away when one of the leading shot blockers in the league, in Raven Gonzalez. Derecho, 2 points plus a foul by David Defonso.
And specifically, we were mentioning it earlier, and I guess repeatedly throughout the season, David Defonso on the open floor, halos sigurado ka nang pupuntos eh. Kung hindi yan yung score ng field goal, malamang papaulin mo yan. You're gonna send him to the free throw line. And so far, what the Abra Weavers have really done is really score a lot on the paint. If you look at their shot chart, halos lahat ng mga puntos nila nanggagaling sa loob ng paint. A couple of them have come from the fast break. And so Mindoro's got to go back in defense and you know, defend against that transition offense by the Weavers.
David Defonso with 8 early points. Now he gets the steal. Look out. Dave will slam it down.
And so far, all the points really of the Weavers have come inside the paint. You gotta have better rim protection, lalo na for transition defense para dito sa Mindoro.
And that's 29 straight games of scoring at least in double figures for David Defonso, while Ethan Galang knocks down a free on the other side.
Well, that's one thing definitely na kailangan rin itong Mindoro as they head into the play-ins. I've always been a believer of the three-point capability of Ethan Galang. Let alone, you know, yung ball on the floor capability niya. No? Kung hindi mo ibibigay yung tira sa labas, kaya rin niyang i-dribble sa loob.
And John Oduba relentless in the paint. Kahit panatapik yung bola, he was able to recover and score. 18-8
Workhorse talaga to si John Oduba.
Nice drive by Marion Magat. And that's what he brings to the table ever since he came during the free agency and trade window. So that's big. He could be an intimidating presence on the defensive end, and also could beat his defender off the dribble and go for those strong drives to the basket. LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL.
And they're gonna need guys like Magat, especially kung makakasabay niya sa loob sila Bamga Malinda. You know, a lot of mobility on those bigs, can run the floor on both ends.
Ayon for free. Off target, John Oduba. Nice cut inside off the offensive rebound and pass from Raven Gonzalez.
And if you're not controlling the boards, not securing the defensive rebounds, you're not running down on transition, at naiiwan ka nitong pace na nilalaro nitong Abra Weavers, you know, Weavers are gonna score a lot of points in the paint.
Raven Gonzalez, it's his turn to score with a nice assist from David Defonso.
So far, there's been only one shot make from the outside for the Weavers. Everything else coming inside. And that lone shot from the outside was that 3 by David Defonso to start the game.
Gregory Bienes pivots inside. John Oduba standing his ground, able to poke that ball free. Defonso. Skip pass. Muntik nang maagaw, but they recover. Pero hands by Kong with active hands, able to deflect that pass. RJ Ramirez, pull-up jumper is good.
I like that RJ pulled that up. Parating pa lang si David Defonso doon to try and protect the paint. Pero hindi na hinayaan pa makarecover nito ni RJ. Immediately catch and shoot.
Oduba, mid-range jumper.
Even when he played sa under Coach Mike sa Gigit before in Olivares College, kahit nasa Parañaque, meron na talaga siya niyan no?
Yeah.
Mga shooting sa labas itong si John Oduba.
Hands by Kong, also a former Olivares College Sea Lion. Trying to locate Marion Magat. Echo Serrano finally makes his appearance here, as well as Jonas Tibayan and Ashon Andrews.
Boy, you see those couple of athletic players and coming in for Mindoro, Ashon and even Jonas Tibayan. Those guys are gonna play very crucial rotations para sa Mindoro come the play-ins.
Still a 11-point lead for Abra. Baseline inbound for RJ Ramirez. Finds hands by Kong in his grill. Joshua David. 10 seconds left on their shot clock. The former Abra Weaver, Marion Magat, tries that jumper off the mark. Serrano with the basketball on the right side. Encho. The pass to David Defonso. Maikong a little too aggressive there. Commits a foul. Just a 14th foul. Last foul to give of the quarter for Mindoro.
Well, that time, nung nakuha ni Maikong si David Defonso doon, automatic positional advantage na kagad para dito sa kay David Defonso. Whether he takes the shot from the outside or tries to attack down the middle of the lane, he is going to have advantage.
Dave with 5 on the shot clock. Takes the free and makes it. Second free from David Defonso.
David Defonso, again, another 3 para dito kay Dave. And he's just been so good from the 3-point area. He's right now 2 out of 3 from there.
Ashon Andrews blows by Dave that time and scores.
And the thing is with Dave, nang start ng season, di naman ganun ka-lethal yung 3 points niya, I think it really all started simula nung natalo sila sa Pasay because he shot miserably from the 3 in that game. And since then, he's worked on it, and now he's, reaping all that he's invested in. Another 3 on its way.
That time short. Mindoro gets it back. Ashon Andrews is cleared for takeoff. Just lays it in though, as Mindoro cuts the lead down to 10. Under 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Serrano to John Oduba. Binalik palabas kay Encho. Wants that matchup against Jonas Tibayan. 5 seconds left on her shot clock. Encho Serrano. Nati missing that jumper. Marion Magat with a rebound. Outlet to Jonas Tibayan. Goes inside for the scoop layup.
And talaga makukuha mo kay Jonas Tibayan. Even in the open basketball na ganung sitwasyon, kayang-kaya niyang maka-couple of dribbles, atake pababa. And once he's inside, parang David Defonso rin. You have to have a lot of strength to try and stop him.
Dave left open again. That time missing from top of the key. Under a minute remaining in the first frame, Marion Magat. You see the value of Marion Magat there. And just able to attack off the dribble.
Tsaka ang daming similarities with the way that he plays kay Bamga Malinda. He can play the perimeter, put the ball on the deck, jump shot, find open teammates. Very similar, those two guys.
Gonzalez. Oduba from 20 feet. Oh man, John Oduba's confidence skyrocketing here for Abra.
John Oduba right now is 14 in the game. And so far, wala pang palitan ito. He is perfect from the field. He's 6 out of 6.
14 points. So maniwala.
Diba?
Diba kabilis
At saka nag-benefit rin siya doon sa couple of feeds ni ni David Defonso kanina sa baba. And Dave really tries to find him. Marion Magat though.
Nakalusok si Marion Magat.
Marion Magat doing a little celebration right there. Why? Because he actually, made that basket over one of the top shot blockers in the league. Happens to be Raven Cortez. Raven Gonzalez.
And the first quarter comes to a close. Abra actually was in front by double fingers, but Mindoro able to come back. But these two guys, David Defonso, John Oduba, leading Abra at this 6-point lead at the end of quarter number 1. Sa 10 puntos. Dapat sa Davao Occidental si David Defonso, Mike Ayonayon, and the former Davao Occidental Tiger in Mark Yee.
Always players actually scoring at least 40% clip minimum para dyan sa tatlong players niya. Pero ang kagandahan dyan is almost mag-double-double rin. Ito si Marquis in points and rebounds, 10 and 9.
And they're also celebrating a milestone here for Abra. Let's go court side to Ms. Mika Besamis.
David Defonso has obviously made himself known in our beloved league. He could have chosen to be elsewhere, but he is here gracing us with his presence. And speaking of presence, we all know that the playoffs is his time. This is the reason why he was acquired by Kong JB Bernos, and we all know that he will show up there. I asked, how does an obviously disciplined guy like you prepare even more for the next round? May iseseryoso ka pa ba? He said he does not want to be far from the routine. In fact, he would like to taper them down. Less movements, more details. He has some kind of shots he would like to improve on. Could it be the threes, Coach Mike? More importantly, he will prepare mentally for all the expectations, all the cheers for a championship, hopefully, in the pros. This time, not as the son of Danny I, but as DI. Ken, Coach Mike.
Maraming salamat, Mika. And he has carved out a name for himself here in the MPBL. And I think with David Defonso, Coach Mike, I think he also recognizes that even though it's been a long regular season, the playoffs are a whole new animal. There's a lot of things that could surprise him. But to Mika's report, yung mental fortitude, yung pinagtatrabahuhan niya, no? Apart from trying out new things, probably his 3-point shot, gusto pa rin niyang ayusin. Pero more than that, he knows that he's target number 1 for all of the teams in the North Division in the playoffs.
Indeed, a guy chasing efficiencies. I like what he said na hindi masyadong maraming movements, a little bit more on efficiency side. And he always, in my opinion, has tried to unlock different facets of his game. and heading into the playoffs. And those are going to be very useful for Dave Ildefonso. What's even more impressive, in my opinion, is how quickly he has actually embraced the role of being one of the lead and the top guys, the top guns para dito sa Abra Weavers.
32-23, 9-point lead. A foul called against Abra. Kung may review ang ating referees here. Coach Yong Garcia at the helm here for the second season. Although he came in midway, took over mid-season last year. And for Abra, pumasok sila sa playoffs last season, but ultimately bowing out to the eventual champions, Pampanga, in the first round. They went all in this year, Coach Mike. They brought in Dave. They nakuha din nila si Encho prior to the season, and then mid-season, pinagting pa nila yung kanilang lineup with the acquisitions of Mike Ayonayon, Simon Camacho, Jolo Mendoza, and they're in the cusp of having one of the more dominant seasons we've had here in the MPBL.
Well, indeed. If that doesn't send a message that they definitely want to win the title this season, I don't know what is. Encho Serrano actually has a good shot at, going 3-time in succession, Grand Slam championship here, the MPBL, after going back-to-back with the Giant Lanterns the previous 2 seasons. And to bring him along is, might be an additional factor in terms of championship experience para dito sa Abra Weavers.
And just going back to Dave, you know what's impressive for me? More than the production, more than the wins that he has brought here to Abra. Well, we'll dive more into that. But first, we have an announcement here from Miguel Pere on that review. Meron ba? Wala.
Foul on number 83, Mike D, his first. Foul on number 24, Ashen Andrews, his second foul.
Okay.
All right, so it's Ashen Andrews and Marquis.
2 separate fouls.
Yes.
Oh. Double foul ba yun o magkaiba? Not really sure.
Oh, I'm not so sure as well. That's my question. If that was a double foul.
I think magkaiba kasi yung sequence eh. Hindi, kasi usually double foul sabay yan.
Sabay, silang dalawa.
Entangle silang dalawa.
Correct. But that time parang may away from the ball yung isa. 3 on its way.
Patay ang putiki doon. RJ Ramirez, another pull-up jumper from the baseline. And he hits it.
Outside sniping, isa na yan sa kailangan rin talagang maging maganda para dito sa Mindoro. Wala namang question yung 3-point shooting nila eh. Matter of fact, pagdating dyan, they're number 1 when it comes to 3-point makes. It's the perimeter really that they gotta work on. Lalo na kasama mo dyan sila Bam Gamalinda. Yan ang mga tutulong pagdating sa efficiencies dyan sa mga perimeter makes.
The thing with Mindoro is that when you take out their threes, ano yung next level to them? Because come the playoffs, sigurado yan, well, Zamboanga yung magsisimula. But if ever they barge into the playoffs as either the 7th or the 8th seed, the question's gonna be, if they cannot hit their threes, how will they adjust? Especially with the defenses getting tighter, scouting reports being more comprehensive. Coach Benji Todoro certainly has done a marvelous job turning things around for Mindoro. Pero that looming question remains, Coach Mike.
I agree. And I think very similar to how Zamboanga plays. Ang Zamboanga, in my opinion, plays a lot on the threes. And so if those shots do not go in, for the most part, they really turn to their perimeter mix and on the free throw. And in games where they don't perform very well on the free throws, well, not just Zamboanga, all the other teams that are really more 3-point shooting teams, doon sila madalas nagkakaroon ng problema. You don't make your threes, you try and attack the paint, try to get paint touches and paint finishes, you get fouled, you're sent to the line, and then you don't shoot the free throw very well. eh doon nagkakaproblema. For the most part, yung mga teams na ganun really tend to lose games. Or if they win, they'll win very close ones. And so it's very important if you're not making your threes, definitely gonna start attacking the lane. You're gonna be sent to the line. You gotta make your free throws. And ako naman, ang Mindoro din, I think that the next ploy would be to really turn to perimeter shooting guys like RJ Ramirez, Bam Gamalinda, and turn to a lot of fast break opportunities for them.
This is Perez. Nice pass from Tibayan to a cutting RJ Ramirez, who puts it up and in. Naibaba ng Mindoro sa 5 ang lamang ng Abra.
They've always been very good at that. Yung weak side action for the Mindoro Tamaraws. They like, flashing guys on the middle. Mike Kong's been pretty good. Pretty solid for the Mindoro Tamaraws. And he helps a lot on that guard rotation.
Just like that, leads down to 3 points. May review ulit tayo.
Well, after being, down by as much as 14, this is just a 3-point game na hinahabol nitong Mindoro.
Mindoro, 15 and 12, 15 and 13. Their best finish in the MPBL. Again, the mission remains for them is to make that very first playoff appearance. Alam natin, yung naging production ni Pino Comboy, Bambam Gamalinda, Joseph Sedorifa, those three have really led the way for them. And ultimately, we'll find out, starting against Zamboanga, if they could make good on that promise. It's an unsportsmanlike foul against Garcia of Abra.
Foul on number 7, Jason Perez penalty, second. Unsportsmanlike foul on number 11, Rocky Garcia, his first foul.
Coach Yong visibly upset.
Warning on Abra head coach Garcia for unsportsmanlike behavior.
Got warned here, Coach Yong.
Yeah, what happened here?
Not held
Oh,
back.
there. Hit on the face.
Man, tinuluyan na si Coach Yong. Got teed up. Was visibly upset.
Technical foul on the Solid North Beavers head coach Joe Garcia for unsportsmanlike behavior, second infraction.
Because the foul was committed first by Jason Perez.
Correct.
And then, after the whistle,
Yun yung
wind up naman ni
Garcia.
Garcia.
So that's the contention of Coach Yong.
So RJ will shoot the technical free throw. And gets that one to trickle in, 32-30. And then, because Mindoro is in penalty, Garcia will shoot 2 free throws. Pagkatapos pa nito, 2 free throw kay Jason Perez plus ball possession for Mindoro.
Yes.
Mintis yung unang free throw ni Garcia.
This has been a slow second quarter compared to how the first quarter got played.
Medyo bumagal yung pace, no?
Yes. Scoring, even the activity, a lot of, whistles being blown here.
2 free throws for Jason Perez for possession.
So it's actually the 2 homegrown players who got entangled. Si Garcia and Jason Perez. Both teams having trouble shooting their free throws. And it's Benji showing us how it's done.
Well, the free throw clips have not been so good. Probably about 50% rather for both teams.
Perez attacks.
Ooh.
Okay.
I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. I don't think that was a foul.
That was called by Lester Arcega.
No, he went. Jason went in and tried to get in the paint. That lane got shut and he got that bump. I don't think that was a foul.
Perez no look pass to Brandre Vienes. It's a traveling violation.
Yeah, twice already in this game that he's traveled actually on separate sides of the floor. No, kanina sa right wing, ito naman sa left wing. And so far, he's had that tendency of, you know, pivot foot yung una niyang inaangat. That's the last one that you're supposed to lift.
Mike Ayonayon being pressured but Hans Maikong.
And itong energy na dala ng Mindoro against Abra because this is their opportunity to see where they are
Tama.
in terms of preparation in the play-ins. And so surely the Weavers expect that these guys are gonna come in tough. And you're never gonna get this sample opportunity before you get into the playoffs again. Kasi kung sakaling mamimit mo lang sila, nasa playoffs na kayo, di ba?
Oo.
And I guess every team that has gone up against the Abra Weavers, yun talaga yung gustong ma-accomplish it, to gauge where they are against the Abra Weavers, the top team this season.
Masyadong malakas yung layup doon ni Redel Fabro. 34-30.
Gigil eh.
Under 6 minutes remaining in the second period. Brandre Vienes free. Short.
Well, the shots are not fallen after making a 3 earlier. Pero ngayon medyo bumagal na siya pagdating dyan.
Serrano set up for Marquis. Lost it. It's a turnover against the Weavers.
Even the Abra Weavers here in the second quarter, nakikita mo parang, you know, out of sync, ano? After a really good start in the first quarter. Right now, there's only what? It's 5 points for Abra and 7 for Mindoro here in the second quarter. We're almost half gone by. Completely different from how the game started with both teams scoring 23 and 29 for Mindoro and Abra respectively. So this is a relatively slower quarter if you ask me.
8 turnovers against Mindoro. Ethan Galang rather. Jab step 3 off target. David Defonso back in. Pass inside to Redel Fabro. And a foul whistled against the Tamarans.
And I like that David Defonso actually did not force that three. You've always said that he's tried to improve your three-point shooting. Yeah, that time around, he didn't look at the rim first. He tried to see if there was going to be a teammate cutting down the lane, and Redel Fabro was right there to receive that good pass from Dave.
Itong free throw na ito, din sa atin na Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
Isa na to sa mga pinagmamalaking homegrown dito sa Abra, no? Redel Fabro.
And just going back to Dave, Coach Mike, the thing I'm impressed the most, apart from the dominance in production, the way he brought his team to an historic season, is how he has carried himself here in the league. He has been the best ambassador for the MPBL this season. The way he caters to the fans, and also the way that he has handled the pressure built around his performance here. You never see him too high, too low. And also, yung temperament niya, no? Alam niya na ang dami pa niyang kailangang improve in himself. Has kept himself grounded. And that's been a testament to his success here in the league.
If I recall correctly, parang his most intense game was in that game against San Juan. If I recall correctly, na talagang laser focused siya. Pero you see that, you know, intensity in his game.
Axel Inigo connects on a 3. Mindoro has made a good account of themselves here against Abra. 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
Third made 3-pointer so far for Mindoro. And like I said, yan talaga ang pinanggagalingan ng scoring nila. And getting it back, so important for the Tamaraws.
Batangas City beating Mindoro 73-66. This was a close game, Coach Mike. Mindoro had their moments, although isa ito sa malaking weaknesses nila, no? The lack of rebounding. Minus 18 against Batangas City in this ball game.
Oh, at saka yung tulong sa bench. Pero ako ang unang tingnan mo yung ano, no? Ang ganda ng field goal shooting, 44%. But when you swing over to the attempts, that's a minus 18 field goal attempts for Mindoro in that game. When you'd like to think they'd get more attempts kasi mas mabilis sila maglaro kaysa dito sa Batangas. But Batangas really just more resilient when it comes to getting offensive rebounds and getting those second chance opportunities, which they were a plus 10. And they also had 15 more offensive rebounds. Yun ang naging resulta para sa kanila.
Yun na nga mismo yun. Minus 18 field goal attempts.
Yes.
Minus 18 din sila sa rebounding.
Correct.
Marion Magat sa loob. Gets it back. Got blocked by Raven Gonzalez. Gonzalez with his second rejection.
Got hit on the eye.
Mike Ayon spots up for free. Rebound Galang. The outlet to Axel Inigo. Puts it in. Mindoro still down by 3, 38-35.
A little run here by the Mindoro Tamaraws. Well, the good thing that they've done so far dito sa second quarter, mas naging agresibo sila, no? Against this. I feel iba yung rhythm nitong Abra Weavers. Hindi kasing smooth nung first quarter. Right now, I feel there's certain instances where they're second guessing themselves. Oh, what a block.
Del Fabro timing that beautifully. Dave lines it up, badly missing the three. Inigo peeks at the clock. Now he attacks. Pocket pass to Marion Magat, who banks it in. The lead is down to 1.
Oh, Marion Magat doing a good job against the #1 shot blocker this season in Raven. He's hit a couple of shots right in front amidst the defense of Gonzalez.
Ildefonso tried to thread the needle there. It's a kickball violation against Mindoro.
Yeah, didn't have that angle of that pass. And I thought Raven was also looking upstairs, not on that bounce pass.
Fast break the game brought to you by Extreme Xbox personal karaoke speaker every day. Karaoke. Ildefonso has attempted a lot of threes in this game. Also has missed a bunch, especially in the last few sequences. Mindoro has a chance to take the lead. Inigo able to split two defenders. Now it's with Galang. Shot clock winding down. Axel Inigo halfway down on that three-point attempt. Ildefonso goes inside and setting up Raven Gonzalez for the deuce.
Oh, yeah, Dave Ildefonso. Assists so far. He's got 5 to lead the Weavers in that department alongside Joshua David. So if he's not scoring, he's dishing. Oh, man.
Ethan Galang has the green light tonight. That's his third free. Or sorry, his second three-pointer.
Yeah, 2 out of 4 from there. Ayun yung mga bagay na gusto mo makuha dito kay Idan Galang, kay Bienes, Axel Inigo, those threes.
They've lost it, got it back. Oops.
Somebody held on to John Oduba.
Wala yan. Magat, Oduba acknowledging each other.
Yeah. Parehong ano yan, mga compete guys yan eh. Talagang palagyan pagdating sa laro, especially underneath. Both those guys have made a lot of their living inside the paint.
Tied game here. 1 minute and 17 seconds left in the second quarter. Mindoro preparing for that play-in game that's gonna happen on Saturday in Pola. Zamboanga versus Mindoro. And then Davao Occidental versus Cebu. I mean, what a way to kick off that play-in tournament.
Yes.
It's gonna be the third time this season we're gonna be in Pola. Mindoro is 2-0
At home.
at home.
That's right.
Had that win against Muntinlupa. Then against Paranaque.
Ayun, nakapitan. Well, the left hand on the arm of Marion Magat got in the way of the right arm of John Oduba as he was trying to secure that rebound. And I think alam ni John na importante yung para sa kanila kasi offensive rebounding, isa yan sa mga gusto nilang gawin itong Abra Weavers.
Okay.
Foul on number 22, Marion Magat, penalties first. Unsportsmanlike foul on number 24, John Duduba in second.
And you see, even in a game where it really wouldn't matter sa standings ng Abra, pero it will matter on the record that they're trying to chase. Kita mo yung pagiging focus rin ng nila Coach Yong and the Abra Weavers. They really want to go out of the venue in every game that they play, come up with a win. And you see that with all these guys, John Oduba included.
Oduba had 14 points in the first quarter alone. And you like how initially medyo uminit yung ulo niya, but once Marion Magat, nung una din, he had something to say, and then after nun, naging okay na. Nothing escalated. But because of that swing by John Oduba, he was called for an unsportsmanlike foul. He hits both free throws though. Marion Magat will also shoot 2 plus possession going to the side of Mindoro. So potential 4-point swing here. Mindoro has an opportunity to take the lead, especially if Magat could hit his free throws.
An opportunity to try and equalize here as you head into the break. Well, at the very least, if you're the Mindoro Tamaraws, you would have already achieved half of your goal for this game, you know, to not be down by as much heading into the half, and, you know, opportunity nga na makakuha pa ng lead heading into it.
Mindoro sues for time. They have a chance to come out on top here. We'll be right back after this timeout. Damil Defonso and John Oduba scoring 27 of Abra's 29 first quarter points. And now they have a total of 29 points combined here in the first half.
And really, just David Defonso starting, you know, very strong, hit that 3 and went in that good groove. And then recipient rin ng mga pasa niya. Ito si John Oduba, who stayed active as David Defonso kept serving the field. He was the least guarded guy.
Tabla tayo. Mindoro with the possession. Opportunity to take the lead for the first time. Selenigo lobs it up to Ashton Andrews.
Oh, that was a good play. Little misdirection, giving that weak side alley-oop for Ashton Andrews, which he did not finish.
David Defonso able to power through. Total of 15 for DI.
Well, Dave got hit on the arm on that drive. but he's so strong na halos hindi na nararamdaman rin ng mga officials natin.
Galang. Too strong on that inside incursion.
So far, at least in the last two dribble penetrates that we've seen, the officials are allowing those little bumps heading into the paint for both teams.
Ethan Galang back to RJ Ramirez at the left corner against Spike Ayunayon. 7 seconds on their shot clock. Galang for the lead. Short. Ayunayon with a basketball. 35 seconds remaining in the first quarter, in the first half. Ildefonso against Ashton Andrews. The feed as Axel Inigo slips. John Oduba grabbed the offensive rebound, put back in, and a bonus free throw coming up after getting fouled.
That's why he was very passionate about that foul earlier, because that's really what he's been doing, crashing offensive rebounds and getting those either putbacks or spraying it out for the other guys to try and create para dito sa Weavers. And John Oduba, pagdating sa rebounds, talagang marunong pumwesto. Sanay din dun sa naging sistema niya with Coach Mike Sagigit when he played for him in Parañaque. And he right now has 3 offensive rebounds in this game.
Has yet to miss from the field.
That's right.
19 points, 7 of 7. Teardrop from Axel. Mintis got it back. RJ Ramirez with a short stab. Ball intercepted by Magat. Just unable to retrieve it as the second quarter comes to a close. A pretty tight contest after 2 quarters. Abra had their biggest lead at 14 points. But Mindoro just keeping themselves within striking distance. And at the half, Abra ahead against Mindoro 47-44.
Back in Rosales, Pangasinan for your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. My name is Mika Abisamis, and right now I am joined by Coach JC Libunao of the Mindoro Tamaraws here at halftime. Magandang hapon, Coach. Syempre, isa sa mga napansin namin dito, wala si Sedorifa, no? Wala si Kuya Ken Bono. Nakita natin, hindi rin nakasuit up si Comboy. Alam ko meron silang mga minor injuries, pero isa rin ba tong paghahanda para sa play-in games nyo, no? On Saturday against Zamboanga?
Yes, talagang importante sa amin yung health. So, syempre, hindi namin muna sila pinalaro para at least maging ready yung katawan nila for the next playoffs namin.
Napag-usapan nyo ang mga susunod na rounds dito. Coach, kumusta ba yung paghahanda nyo? Ikwento nyo naman sa amin.
Yun, very, talagang sobrang grabe yung, kasi history sa Mindoro, na first time in the history of Mindoro na makakapasok kami sa, hopefully sa playoffs. So, may play-in pa tayo.
Maraming salamat, Coach, at very excited rin kami para sa inyo. Meron ka pa ba mga gustong batiin at pasalamatan?
First of all, syempre, in-invite namin kayo, lahat ng mga taga Mindoro, Oriental Mindoro. In-invite po namin kayo sa October 4 sa Pola Gymnasium, yung game po namin. And syempre, pinapasalamatan natin. Ito yung mga sponsors natin. Syempre, first of all, papasalamat ako kay aming team owner, Mayor Jennifer Ina Alegre Cruz, kay Ate Pat Cruz, Congressman Arnan Panaligan, Starbomb Philippines, PRM, Athletic Wear, Bingo Plus, Hub Builders, saka sa mga taga-municipality of Pola, lalo na sa HMO. Thank you.
Maraming salamat once again, Coach JC Libunao of the Mindoro Tamaraws. Magbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
It's a close game after 2 quarters. Abra with a 3-point lead against Mindoro, 47-44. And David Defonso got off to a really strong start, as well as John Oduba. Coach Mike, 14 for John, 13 for DI, combining for 27 of Abra's 29 points in the first period. That's when they took their biggest lead at 14 points. However, Mindoro strung up those baskets in the second period, enabled them to inch closer. In fact, there was 1 point na tabla tayo before Abra settled for this 3-point lead at the half.
Totoo yan. Pero pag tingnan mo, okay naman yung field goal percentage nila, 47-45% respectively. But if you splice that even more, they shot the ball very well from the perimeter. More than half of their shots they made. Pero pagdating sa 3 points, doon talaga sila hindi maganda yung naging shooting nila. And that, I think, is one item that they really wanna talk about.
Before we start the third quarter, let's go courtside to Miss Mika Abesamis.
Maraming salamat. Happy golden birthday to Coach Young Garcia. He turns 50 years old today on his special day. 21 years as a coach and his first ever year as a head coach in the pros. At syempre, hindi naman mahirap hulaan kung ano ang birthday wish ni Coach Young Garcia sa kanyang kaarawan kung hindi ang MPBL Championship. But as their last day in the regular season, alam naman natin, no, all the records will be thrown out, no. The playoffs will be a different ballgame. Pero syempre, meron siyang mga makakasama para sa kanyang pangarap at meron silang mensahe para sa kanya. Let's watch this.
Hi Coach Yong, gusto kitang batiin na happy birthday. Respect kita sa coach and maraming salamat sa pagkuha sa akin and maraming salamat sa trust na binibigay mo sa akin. And araw-araw, I strive to give back and pay back your trust. So happy birthday Coach, God bless and sana champion tayo.
Happy birthday, Coach Yong. Maraming salamat po sa paggabay sa amin, sa mga players mo. Sana maging healthy po kayo palagi and more birthdays to come, Coach. And sana makuha po natin itong championship na to, Coach.
Happy 50th birthday, Coach Young Garcia. What a career he has had as a coach. Pero tumatak dun sa video montage kanina, Coach Mike, hindi man lang umiti.
Well, focus nga di ba? Yan ang pinag-uusapan na. But you like, how he actually resonates sa mga players niya. I mean, you have David Defonso thanking yung at yung mga advice, yung mga turo, even Encho Serrano. Really just speaks in volume on the kind of coach that Coach Young really is.
And he's such a low-key coach that as Axel Inigo got fouled while taking that free, sobrang low-key. Even when he was with San Juan, he was one of the brain trust there with Coach Randy Alcantara. The way he was able to help those teams be successful time and time again. And he has brought that here with Abra, especially this season. And I think one of the things that's taken for granted is there's always pressure as a #1 team, as a team with a stacked lineup as this one, different personalities, different egos that have to be managed. But with Coach Young, you never see him complain, you never see him gloat, you never even see him throw himself into the picture. It's all about what needs to be done in order for them to grab that championship at the end of December para dito sa Abra Solid North Weavers.
The Abra Weavers are a driven organization. I mean, just in their second year, pero ramdam mo na yung drive to achieve more and get to that next level, which is really to win a championship this year. They hope that they really wanted to get into the finals last season, but unfortunately they fell short. And so this season talagang yun ang expectation. I don't think there's anything less in their minds right now. Even in this game, as we head into the playoffs, they really are focused on winning the last game of the season and be crowned as the champs of the season of the MPBL.
Now they have a 2-point lead, 49-47. Mike Ayon wants a clear out against Ray Bienes. Ildefonso puts it on the deck. Multiple pump fakes. Finds an open Encho Serrano for free. Book it.
Well, 6 assists already for Dave Aldefonso. And he, if not scoring, is trying to find his teammates. And yun ang mahalaga para sa mga superstar players mo, that they're not ball hogging, they're sharing the ball, making the right reads. Again, similar to what you said earlier, that it's not about me, it's the we and the Abra Weavers, and I think that really starts from where the mindset of Coach Yong really is. Really setting the tone for the Weavers this season.
Back-to-back threes from Encho Serrano. It's an 8-0 run, just like that, from the Weavers. Kyle Perez fading away against Mark Yee. Puts it in.
Ito namang Mindoro Tamaraws, ngayon nawala yung mga ibang nangunguna pagdating sa production sa laro. You don't have a Wendell Combo, you don't have a Bamgam Alinda, no Ken Bono even. And ito yung pagkakataon na magkaroon ko ng floor time against the top team this season and show the coaching staff what you've got.
Even Joseph Sedorifa.
That's right. Joseph's not
in
here
uniform.
also. That's right.
Ashton Andrews forcing his way in.
Man, just his athletic ability is really, in my opinion, a gift. You see that basket go in for Mike Ayon.
Three-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances. This was Encho Serrano, who has had his share of hot shooting nights here in the MPBL, especially lately, the last 5 games. As Mike Ayon hits the bonus free throw, 58-51. Oh, sorry, 60-51.
And really, I guess, just that one more pass mentality for the Weavers as well. They're not settling for kung sino yung makasalo, siya na yung attack. They are trying to, skip, swing, so to speak, that ball, so that allows open teammates to be the one to take the shot. In that instance, in that last assist, being Encho Serrano, finishing off that pass.
David Defonso on the left side. Now it's with Encho Serrano against Ashton Andrews. Encho puts it up, almost got it in. And a foul will be called against Ashton Andrews.
Encho Serrano is one of those guards that can actually, hold off contact and the strong ones down on the paint. Here, almost 3 digs before he got into the paint. Trying to score on the post against Ashton Andrews. And I like that. He kept that ball away from the length of Ashton Andrews, using that separation to be able to get a good shot.
The way he has accepted his role, Coach Mike, ever since that loss against Pasay, he has come off the bench all but one game. LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL, that one game came against San Juan, where he was a surprise starter. And we've seen him struggle a bit in stretches, but he's coming along nicely, like we said, in the last 5 games. 16.8 points and shooting 36.4% from beyond the arc in that stretch. And something that bodes well for Abra moving forward, as aabangan nila kung sino yung magiging number 8 in that North Division.
Yeah. And at this point, I guess any player for that matter, talagang you're supposed to be well prepared na heading into the playoffs. Your confidence is there. You've done enough preparations. And now it's really time to perform at the next part of the season, which is the play-ins and the playoffs. So there is so much expected from guys like Encho and Dave to actually be taking their game to the next level when they get into the postseason.
Another foul against Ashton Andrews. 4th foul against former UP Fighting Maroon and UST Growling Tigers. So in comes Hans Maikong. The Kapampangan back at the line. Encho So far, 16 points, 5 rebounds. Knocks down the first free throw. Let's check in again with Miss Mika Besamis.
You have been talking about this. One of the scariest things about Abra, no, is actually yung bigaya nila sa isa't isa. I remember against San Juan, Encho Serrano said, nakita ko kasi si Dave, kailangan na niya ako. Pagod na siya. So tinanong ko siya, Dave, kailangan mo na ba ng tulong ko? I mean, nothing against Encho's character, but we know him as tough, walks on the court with his head high, but not this season. He knows his role, and he said, compete against your opponent and not your teammate.
Maraming salamat, Mika. Yun din yung isa sa overlooked aspect, no, sa pagpasok ni Encho Serrano. He has really bought in to this mindset that this is not his team. Even though he has had 2 championships with Pampanga, he had that vital role in those 2 titles. Yung pagpasok ni Dave, maaaring sabihin niya, ako yung mas nakakatanda ako yung mas experienced player dito sa MPBL. At the very least, dapat pantay tayo siguro in terms of yung share of handling the ball, making plays.
Pecking order.
Exactly. Pero hindi eh. He has really taken Dave Ildefonso to a certain degree under his wing. And yun nga eh, in times na alam niya, merong stretches na si Dave will not have his best game, he's there to step it up and show that he is still a force to be reckoned with here in the MPBL.
And tsaka magandang part pa niyan, Ken, is yung being a complimentary guy to Dave Ildefonso and even Dave to Encho Serrano. It's not one over the other. You know, those guys, I'm very sure come the playoffs, those guys will, you know, palitan lang yan kung sino ang mamumuna sa kanila, let alone the other really good role players and the deep rotation pieces para dito sa Abra Weavers. See another action right there between RJ and Encho Serrano. But to your point, to defer to Dave Ildefonso and not make this a spotlight, you know, challenge between those two really speaks in volume of the focus on the goal, which is really not to get the MVP, not me, not you. It's for the entire Abra Weavers to come up holding that trophy at the last game of this season.
In that game against San Juan, Coach Mike, it was the very first time this season that both of them scored at least 20 points.
Yes.
Dave had 20 points, 13 rebounds. Encho Serrano had 28. But Dave had a tough shooting night in that game. 6 out of 17. San Juan had a nice game plan of single coverage against Dave.
Yes.
By putting in yung mga mahaba nilang players, no? Like Arvin Gamboa, Ken Villapando.
Villapando, that's right.
But with that, Encho Serrano, he took advantage of that situation. And probably his finest performance here with Abra in a game where things weren't going their way for the most part, but still they found a way and pulled through in the end.
I know one thing that you also observed with Encho Serrano in that game, he really took it upon himself to lead the team. Huwag nating i-mention na birthday niya during that game, which is also a special day for him. But man, on such a big game like that, which could have that game had playoff implications on home advantage, no? Because whoever wins that game would get that chance to be number 1 in the North. Pero nung nag-struggle si Dave, talagang tumabao itong si Encho Serrano.
Fast break of the game is brought to you by Extreme X Play on-the-go speaker. Take your music anywhere.
And so long as this continues to be, I would like to call it a partnership between Dave and Encho. This is really going to bode well for the Abra Weavers. I mean, the other guys really just got to follow their lead.
And there's another layer to that as Hans Maikong scores. Mindoro, just as we were talking about that Dave Ildefonso, Encho Serrano relationship, they have cut this lead back down to 5. Past the halfway point of the third quarter, Dave Ildefonso, nice pass to an open Cholo Mendoza, who, however, can't hit the free.
And if you're Coach Benji, you like this. What you're seeing right now from Mindoro. The Weavers got their strong 5 on the floor, pero you're battling it out and you're down only by 5. You outscored them in the second quarter. You're right now, keeping yourself abreast in the third and making this game, closer than what everybody would have expected against the #1 team. But Encho Serrano's got that 3 going right now. That's his second from that very same spot.
I'm telling you, that 3-point shot, he has worked on that, and it has really paid dividends in the last stretch of the season. He's shooting much better from that distance. And adding 3 more here. Serrano with 21 points. Marian Magat. Sobra yung kanyang 3. Sobra din yung putback attempt doon ni RJ Ramirez.
Wanna push it. Watch out for Encho.
Serrano lost his footing, but he was grabbed by Axel Inigo.
Well, Axel says, Encho went to him and spun, lost his balance, fell on the floor. And I don't think they will challenge this. So Encho's gonna go to the line. One thing though of Encho, this season we have not seen him make more than 4 3-point makes in a game. And I like to believe, based on observation, once he gets going from 3, ang ginagawa niya, naintindihan na niya na mag-close out strong na to kasi nakakamig ako ng 3, aatake na siya downhill. And so very little do you see him take threes, make threes after, making 3. Kaya napupunta sa line, scoring more on the perimeter, those post-ups, those paint spins that he loves to do, especially in open floor. Ganun na nangyayari for the most part dito kay Encho Serrano.
Yung situational awareness eh.
Correct.
Hans Maikong, straight to the cup, lays it in with his left hand.
And that guy, Hans Maikong, iba rin yung binibigay niyang facet ng game sa posisyon ng guardia para dito sa Mindoro. You got that body strength and that athleticism, that speed. You got another 3 right there for itong Abra Weavers. That's their 6th made 3 so far.
Si Jorel Gonzalez yun.
Ayan talaga, tumitira yan sa labas si Jorel.
Mintis yung tira ni Jonas Dimayan. Tatakbo si Encho Serrano. Encho Serrano almost put it in again. And he will troop to the line for 2 free throws.
He's not gonna settle. He understands, I got that hot hand going from the outside, and I'm sure you're gonna close out on me. Let me put that ball on the floor and attack you downhill. And see how your foot speed matches with mine, especially with me having that control downhill.
Encho hits the first free throw, a total of 23 points, 6 rebounds, 6 of 7 from the free throw line.
Tsaka si Encho, Ken, one thing that I also notice about Encho, if you give him more minutes, there is high probability that he will score more. I guess what I'm saying is that if he gets above 15 minutes per game, there's a good chance he'll score roughly about 15 to 20 and above. And so, parang diesel din kasi hindi naman siya immediately nai-involve kaagad sa offense. Tumutulong muna siya bago siya mag-heat up, and then he starts going on those successive shot attempts for himself.
Hans Maikong able to draw a foul. And he's playing really nicely here with the absence of their key players. Making his move against Jorel Gonzalez.
Really just basketball smarts right there. He knew that yung momentum papunta sa kanya and stopped and popped. Tumama sa likod yung depensa.
Tubong Mindoro din talaga ito si Hans Maikong. Mintis nga lang kanya unang free throw. Coach Benji. Second free throw, Liluwa. Bola nakuha ni Joshua David. Apart from David Defonso, Joshua David and Raven Gonzalez have played all 29 of their regular season games.
Oh man, we can go down the entire list of rotation players ng Weavers. But one common thing that you like about those non-Dave Ildefonso, non-Encho Serrano guys sa Weavers, they just do their stuff. They very rarely complain, if not never complain. They just understand what the assignment is.
Jolo Mendoza still finding his rhythm here with Abra. Hits the first free throw. 74-61. Under 3 minutes left. 13-point lead for the Solid North Weavers.
And we're forgetting one more guy, Ken. We
Oh.
talk about the Weavers. Guess who?
CJ.
Marvin Taiwan.
Oh, hindi siya naglaro ngayon.
Hindi siya naglaro ngayon. Pero he too is forms that grupo para dito sa Weavers. Yan, trio na yan, no? Dave, Encho, and Taiwan. I've strongly believed that if Marvin Taiwan did not elevate his game at the point guard spot, they wouldn't be where they are now. Itong Abra Weavers.
Oh yeah, that goes without saying. Marvin Taiwan, also the epitome of how Coach Yong Garcia does things. Very low-key. Never really wants that spotlight on him.
No nonsense, eh. Diba?
All business.
All business.
Oh, Jonas Tibayan struggling at the line. But good thing for Mindoro, they got offensive rebound. The pass intended inside to Marian Magat was stolen away by CJ Austria. CJ dire-diretso, supalpal, inabot niya doon kay Marian Magat.
Sipag rin talaga humabol ng mga shot attempts dito ni Marion Magat. Second in blocks actually for Mindoro.
Baseline inbound. Now it's with Austria. Hands it off to Jorel Gonzalez. Nice move.
Good pass.
Able to attract the defender. Set up Cholo Mendoza. No good. But Gonzalez was there to put it back in. Abra with her biggest lead now at 16 points.
Totally outscoring itong Mindoro right now in the third. Nearing 30 already for the quarter. While itong Mindoro hasn't even gotten to 20.
Inside, Ethan Galang scores. And he also got fouled in the process. Free throw coming up for the former UE Red Warrior.
And gaano ka-importante yung ganyang sitwasyon na yan para kay Ethan Galang. Magkakaroon ng instances post-season that he will need to create for himself, especially if everyone else gets guarded around the three-point area. And you got to show those handles. You got to show that strong finish inside. And he's got those things with him as he tries to make, productions inside the paint.
Mintis nga lang yung kanyang bonus free throw. Under 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Joshua David. Hanap si Jolo Mendoza.
High-low.
Austria entry pass.
Foul.
Bago yung attempt. Oo, may foul laban sa Mindoro. Jason Perez called for that foul. Mindoro is in penalty.
Tsaka sobrang ganda rin kasi nung pagkaka-switch na yun eh. Cross matches kaagad. And Raven Gonzalez really just had to provide a target hand to where that pass goes. That was the easy part.
Raven Gonzalez hits the free throw. How about Raven Gonzalez season, Coach Mike? Arguably one of the best defensive players we've had here. Could be a contender for that Defensive Player of the Year award that was won by Mark Yee seasons back when he was playing for Davao Occidental. At how ironic that Mark Yee, siya pa'y pumalit dito kay Raven Gonzalez.
At saka laking bagay ni Raven Gonzalez din. We talked about the maturity of Marvin Taiwan on the point guard spot, but him on the rim protection side for the Weavers has been so huge. Imagine almost every game getting a couple of blocks per game. itong si Raven Gonzalez. Even coming in third when it comes to rebounds. So anything that you need from a mobile big man, Raven Gonzalez has pretty much, you know, provided para dito sa Weavers. And I'm gonna say this. He's one of the top role guys on a pick and roll action. Parang almost Mike Kalisaan-like. No? When he catches it, he does not put the ball on the floor anymore. Immediately on a quick floater, a quick push shot. Kind of like how Mike Kalisaan operates.
Na-master na niya yan eh, yung one-handed shot. Nice pass, no look. Vienes though blows the gimme. And now it's with Joshua David. 36 seconds left. CJ Austria sidestep, left that one short. Hands by Kong in transition. Ooh. Marquis standing his ground. Numbers for the guys in white. Joshua David, Marquis, balik kay CJ Austria.
Well, we talked about selfishness rather, of the Weavers. Yun na yun. 4 na players, umawak lahat ng bola before sila nag-decide kung sino ang mag-shot at them.
24th assist by Abra.
Good thing.
Free from RJ. No, 2 seconds remaining. Tapikan ng bola. And the third quarter comes to an end. Abra able to outscore Mindoro by 13 here in the third period. Huge reason why has been this guy, Encho Serrano. 20 of his 24 points coming here in quarter number 3. As he has really found his stride for Abra. Highlights of the game brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
Well, he found his stride because his teammates find him. And every time that he's on that open spot, teammates never hesitate to try and feed off of him. And yung mga triples na yan na pumasok para dito kay Encho Serrano has really helped elevate that scoring for Encho in this quarter.
81-65, Abra up by 16 sa pagpasok ng ating fourth quarter. Nagbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Say hi to our Gixxer fan of the game, born for greatness. By the way, just quick shout out to our people working behind the scenes. Alam natin, no? And of course, syempre, Commissioner Kenneth Doremdes, Head of Security Rudy Distrito, Head of Operations Emer Oreta. They are here to witness the final game day of the elimination round.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter between Abra and Mindoro.
Okay, Ken, I also want to get a quick greet to one of my office mates who also is from Pangasinan, who's very excited for the match later on.
Quarter scoring, nakita nyo, dikit yung first and second quarter. Doon na lumayo yung Abra in the third. Actually, titignan mo yung production ng Mindoro, okay naman eh. 23, 21, 21. Pero those 34 points in the third was just too much. And Abra, they have proven to be arguably the best team on both sides of the floor. Offensively and defensively, so lethal. Joel Gonzalez, mintes yung kanyang layup doon.
At saka ang clear separator rin doon, Ken, yung free throws. The free throw makes, that's a plus 14 make for the Abra Weavers than that of Mindoro. Kaya yung third quarter na yun, talagang ramdam mo yung separation pagdating dyan sa stat line na yan.
Ball tapped. Mindoro in transition. Hands by Kong. Sorry, miss. Cholo Mendoza will pull up for free. Short. By Kong with the running start. Slows it down for Mindoro. Pulls it back out to Marion Bagat. Vienes at the post. Joshua David will be called for that personal foul. Yan, happy birthday to Coach Yong Garcia. Also, happy birthday to the proud father of the Aquaman, Paulo Hubalde, Sir Freddy Hubalde. Happy birthday.
Oh, yes. Happy birthday, Sir Freddy.
Oo. Siya yung nagpauso talaga dito sa Philippine basketball nung pull-up shot eh.
Oo.
Mid-range, matic.
Hindi, tsaka ibang klase bumording yun.
Free throw is good for Ranry Bienes. Bounce pass. Now it's with Mark Yee. Gives it up to Dave. Extra pass. Encho Serrano for free. Off the mark. Ayon secures the offensive rebound. Dave attacks. Oh, nice pass. Mark Yee though rejected by Heinz Maikong.
Good rejection right there by Hans. 3 on its way.
Ethan Galang puts it in from downtown. The lead is down to 10.
He's the guy that has shot best from outside. Ethan Galang for the Mindoro Tamaraws is 3 out of 6, making half of his threes.
Serrano can't answer. Mark Yee with offensive rebound.
Kita mo yung compete side rin talaga ni ni Marky. After getting that reject earlier, ito yung pinasa ni Hans papunta dun kay Ethan Galang for that 3.
Ethan Galang 15 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Mark Yee hits the free throw. 2-time MPBL Defensive Player of the Year, All MPBL First Team, and 3-time MPBL All-Star. If we're ever gonna make a list of, I don't know, let's say top 20
Yes?
MPBL players of all time, I think he fits the list.
Yes. Si Coach Dino, may trivia pa.
Okay.
Nabanggit mo raw, binati mo si Freddy Hubalde, di ba?
Oo.
Anong taon daw siya nag-MVP? Hindi ko na alam yan.
Hulaan.
Napapanood ko na lang siya.
Kung tama ako, walang Wikipedia to or Google, whatever. 1972?
Oh my God, di naman siguro.
Di ba?
Di.
1982, hindi. 1982.
Antayin natin yung sagot ni, ni Coach Dino.
John Uduma puts it in. Uduma with 21 points and 7 rebounds.
A couple of guys have really scored beyond 20 for the Weavers. It's John Uduba and Encho Serrano. Encho did it in the third quarter. Then si John has done it in the first half for the most part.
Encho Serrano, nice pass to David Defonso, lays it in. Abra in full throttle right now, as Mindoro has really had a hard time keeping up. Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme Magpalamig free installation for split-type air conditioners.
And this is just a glimpse of how the open floor activity would be for the Weavers come the postseason. And talagang kailangan depensahan mo yan.
Back with us here at the Robert Estrella Senior Memorial Stadium as we check out our fan of the game, brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Okay, I was off by
How
5
many?
years.
See?
1972 tas 1982 binanggit ko, no? Nasa gitna pala, 1977.
Yes.
Tinignan ko na.
Because I know how young I was when I watched him play.
Ibig sabihin, Ilan taon lang siya noon? 19 years old noong
Oo.
1972. Okay.
Oh.
Okay,
Bata ni
pasensya na
sobra.
kayo. Hindi ko na naabutan eh.
Oo nga.
Nahula lang talaga.
Fair enough, Ken. Fair enough.
Alam mo, naalala ko yan si Sir Freddy nung pandemic. He
Bakit?
guested in one of the episodes of An Eternity
Ay, yes.
of Basketball. Kasi sa Antipolo sila nakatira eh. Gamit sila ng parang office namin dun sa Kayunta. As Ildefonso misses on that shot. Sobrang anong tao niyan? Sobrang very humble.
Tsaka soft-spoken, no?
Oo, he was one of the nicest guys in the PBA back then.
Pero sa loob ng court, hindi.
Oo.
Oo, tapang yan sa loob ng court.
I mean, he had one of the smoothest games back then. As Ashton Andrews got popped in the mouth. John Aduba turns it over.
Yeah, what I clearly remember is yung jump shot ni Sir Freddy. Yan talaga naaalala ko sa kanya. And I think when we say na he's soft-spoken and pero matapang sa loob ng court, kind of like the personality of Paulo Hubalde, right? Si Paulo ganun din.
Oo.
But not really that tapang-tapang, kundi, yung palag sa loob ng court. Understanding na nakikipag-compete rin siya sa iba. But in terms of being a facilitator and a point guard, I think I'm more on Paulo Ubalde. Kasi more of a scorer si
Magkaiba naman
si
sila ng
Freddy.
laro.
Iba yung laro eh.
And then yung kuya pa ni Paolo, si Derek.
Oh yes, Derek pa pala. That's right.
Naging kakampi ni Coach Christian yun. He was a dead shot from the outside.
Yeah.
Yenes got block up top. Was it Raven Gonzalez who
Was
got
Raven.
that block again?
And that's 4. That's 4 blocks already for Raven in this game.
Just the timing he has in blocking those shots. It's been impeccable for Raven Gonzalez.
At saka yung pangalawang lundag, even if you fake him off, ang bilis na yung recovery niya sa second jump.
David Defonso can't hit the free. Rebound grab by Mike Ayon. Encho Serrano sa loob. Doesn't get the friendly bounce. Ildefonso grabs it and lays it in. David Defonso with 19 points and 9 rebounds. Or sorry, 5 rebounds and 8 assists.
But so far, si David Defonso, after making a couple of threes in the first quarter, has been silent from that range. Was not made since then.
Axel Inigos free, no good.
Yeah.
Another rebound from Dave.
Yun ang nakakatakot. Yung makakuha ng defensive rebound off a miss, si Dave Ildefonso, because that's a rebound and go situation. He's gonna push the pace and try to outsprint the defense into the front court. Ganda pa ng vision, even if he slows down as he gets into the paint, enough body strength and the balance to finish it off. Oh, wow.
You saw from a mile away, Encho Serrano really wanted that free. Encho grabs it. Soars and scores. Encho Serrano, 5 consecutive points. A total of 29. His season high here in the MPBL 7th season. David Defonso, third guy with at least 20 points.
This game has broken wide open by this very forceful start by the Abra Weavers here in the fourth quarter.
Tuluyan na silang lumayo talaga. Mindoro has been sucked to 71 points. That's the halfway point of the fourth. And you could see Coach Yong Garcia.
Wala pa rin eh. So, parang
Nakastick pa rin siya
nakastick
sa
pa rin eh.
main players niya, no?
At saka focused pa rin siya. He's definitely a coach that looks possession per possession. Offense, ano rara natin? Okay, sila naman. Anong defense tatakbo natin? How do we defend against it?
5 seconds left sa shot clock. Itong Mindoro. The lob, but even before that, someone got caught holding, and it was Mike Ayonayon. Gixer, great move of the game. Born for greatness. Whew.
On a finish by Encho Serrano, and nobody checking him and stopping him until he was even able to elevate.
Ramirez baseline drive. Strong take to the basket. Napangiti na lang si Encho Serrano doon. Acknowledging that take by RJ Ramirez.
May similarity rin naman in terms of athleticism, no? And perimeter gaming, itong dalawang si Encho at si RJ. Pero iba lang talaga yung post-up ni Encho Serrano.
Maikong got caught with a foul. 96-73, commanding 23-point lead for Abra.
Well, Maikong was doing the right thing. He's trying to shut that middle lane and not opening up his hip, pero late yung adjustment niya. Kaya natawagan siya ng foul.
Now the question moving forward is, with the playoffs looming, if for the opposing teams, coaches, players, what's it gonna take to stop this freight train of an Abra team that has rolled to an unprecedented 26-game winning streak? They have more or less dominated the competition. They've beaten top contenders by double figures, with the exception of San Juan and Pasay. So if you're a team, especially in the north, ano kailangan mong gawin para maging successful ka and upset itong Abra Solid North Weavers?
Ako yan. I'll look at the most recent close game that they got into. They were really challenged, and I feel that's the San Juan game. I felt by that time, lahat ng sistema, lahat ng roles, lahat ng gusto nilang gawin is pretty much already defined, because that game was what, their third to the last na game nila of the season, di ba? And that was the big game. And so you always look at games where it's really a competitive and challenging game for the top teams, and because there you'll see kung ano yung mga tweaks nila, yung mga schemes nila, mas prominent siya. And so I really would look at that San Juan game. Would UA have a guy that could do single coverage Dave Aldefonso? Would Dave Aldefonso be playing the same way of settling for jump shots in a game? Or will, Encho again help out in case that Dave struggles from the field? But Dave is still pretty much a force that you will have to contend with as you go up against the Abra Weavers.
Because the scary part, if you're those teams trying to contend with Abra, is David Aldefonso has probably hit the stretch. Prior to this game, he was only averaging 12.6 points in the last 5 games. But Encho Serrano has picked up his game. And also, one thing that has been left untapped has been the games of Mike Ayonayon, Jolo Mendoza.
Correct.
Guys that they believe could really carve out a huge role in those games when it matters the most. And that's a scary proposition if you're the opposition.
Huwag natin kalilimutan, may J.O. Chuka pa na big man that can help out a lot para dito sa Abra Weavers. And if you have a guy that big that can actually control the boards for them, even guys like John Nuduba can run off and fill the lanes in open transition. Matter of fact, one can even say that in that game of San Juan, Dave Aldefonso, did we see the kind of Dave Aldefonso that we wanted to see against San Juan? I felt that he settled more for the perimeter shots, no? But helping out in other stuff as well in that game.
The former NCAA MVP and Finals MVP, Leo Nahorda, making his first appearance here. So, Coach Yong Garcia has emptied out his bench. Now for Mindoro, that looming matchup against Zamboanga in Pola. They had that matchup early in the season where Mindoro beat Zamboanga. It was a time where I think Zamboanga was still in the midst of one of their best runs. And Mindoro, at that time, they were in transition. I think Coach Roddy was still there with them when they won that game.
That was the first home game, ano? Was it?
Hindi yun.
Hindi. The game that you guys covered, kayo ni Javi, di ba? Sa Pola. Mindoro was up against, I don't recall. Kalimutan ko na.
Basta yung pangalawa against Muntinlupa.
Yes.
It was against Paranaque.
Yeah, Paranaque, right.
That was the time where Paranaque still had Carl Brian Cruz, JP Calvo,
And Coach Mike.
Coach Mike sa
That's
gilid. Yong. Happy birthday again, Coach Yong. 50th birthday.
Medyo nakakita na tayo ng konting ngiti kay Coach Yong.
Jason Perez. I mean, this Mindoro team. Jeco Bancale has come along for them as well.
Yes.
He could be a guy that could be a spark plug, especially playing that point guard spot. Axel Inigo has done a marvelous job of quarterbacking this team. But in the playoffs and even starting in the play-in, depth is gonna be a huge factor. And they can't rely solely on those three guys, Ino Comboy, Bam Bam Gamalita, and Joseph Sedoripa. They really need to have other guys step in and chip in. You know, the Ethan Galangs, the Checo Bancales, the Ray Bienes, even this guy, Ashon Andrews, Ken Bono, their serviceable big, former UAP MVP, RJ Ramirez is there. Even Jonas Tibayan, if he finds his rhythm back, yun yung mga mahalagang pyesa na kailangan nitong Mindoro.
At saka yung efficient yung handling of possessions for them. I feel that's one key element that they've done really well this season. Itong Mindoro Tamaraws. They lead the league so far in that department.
John Oduba, 21 and 10. Perfect from the field, just one miss from the free throw line. What a performance. Really setting the tone. 13 of those 21 points coming in that first quarter. Or actually, 14 of those 21.
Correct. Him and Dave
at
that first
13.
quarter, right.
We're winding down the fourth quarter. A minute left in regulation. Cholo Mendoza getting the Abra Solid North Weavers to the century mark, 101-78. Maicong with his another layup from Hans Maicong. 10 points, 6 rebounds.
On a 4 of 9 shooting, 5 of 9 shooting rather. It's pretty good.
Garcia miss. Ashon Andrews pushing it. Nice pass. Maicong in stride, lays it in.
Itong si Maicong alongside si Jeco Bancale. Lalo na with how Jeco has performed in their last few games para dito sa Mindoro Tamaraws. I think that's the level of guard performers they're gonna need from Jeco, and not to be solely dependent on Axel on the point guard spot. Ang maganda kasi kay Jeco, tsaka even dito kay Hans Maicong, you play mahabang oras ng full length of the floor na gwardiyahan, depensahan. Them being younger, it really wouldn't matter to them.
Despite this loss, Mindoro will finish the season with a record of above 500 for the very first time. They will have to go through the play-in and beat Zamboanga if they want to make their very first playoff appearance in the league. But Abra with a resounding victory once more, and they are the winningest team in the regular season of the MPBL, 28-1. Man, what a season for Abra. But now it's time for the playoffs. This guy, Encho Serrano, I mean, just the way he has carved out the defense here against Mindoro time and time again. Those frees, those drives, a great mix. And he has come up with his best scoring performance. 29 points is season high. And the Abra Solid North Weavers cruise to a 104-82 victory over the Mindoro Tamaraws.
Double-double game para dito kay Encho Serrano. And really just came off the bench and started pouring it in for the Abra Weavers to go home with this win.
Nice birthday present for Coach Yong Garcia. Now they will await for that number 8 seed in the play. Let's go courtside to Miss Mika Abisabis.
Maraming salamat. Congratulations, Encho. Yun na naman, na nakita namin, nagsimula si Dave sa first half, tinapos mo nung second half, meron kang 29 points and 11 rebounds ngayon. Medyo, double-double performance mo, nalagpasan mo yung huling performance mo. Ano masasabi mo sa larong ito? At dun nga sa tandem nyo ni Dave na talagang nakakatakot sigurado para sa ibang teams.
Yun lang, kasi nag-struggle kami sa first half, so sinabi ko sa sarili ko na siguro kailangan ko mag-step up. So yun, binigay ko lang yung best ko, and yun nga, yung kay Dave na sinasabi nyo, wala naman kasing kailangan na patunayan dito knowing na parehas na kami nga dito sa team, so kailangan talaga namin alamin namin kung ano yung ikakapanalo ng team namin. Kung siya yung mainit, ibibigay namin sa kanya. Kung ako yung mainit, binibigay naman niya sa akin. So yun lang, thankful ako kasi sobrang humble yan ni Dave, and yung lahat ng team talagang yung team effort and yung tiwala sa isa't isa andun talaga lagi.
Encho, lahat na ipakita nyo na dito sa regular season, lahat ng kaya gawin ng Abra Solid North Weavers, at alam kong hindi iba sa'yo ang paghahanda para sa playoffs, 2 beses ka na nag-champion. Pero anong iba sa pagsama mo dito sa Abra Weavers ngayong taon na to?
Siguro yung expectation lang ng mga boss namin, siguro, at saka yung mga fans, mga Abreños, hindi kailangan, huwag namin sila i-disappoint, and yun nga, tulad niyan, number 1 kami, so talagang yung expect nila na malapit kami sa championship, so talagang kailangan pagtrabahuin namin and ibigay yung 101% talaga.
At ikaw, binigay mong 101%, nakailang best player ka bago pumasok sa playoffs. Meron ka ba mga gustong batiin at pasalamatan, Encho?
Siyempre, thank you kay Lord sa binigay niyang panalo, and bonus pa, may best player. And sa mga Abreñans and sa mga boss namin and sa family niya, maraming salamat po sa inyo. And kay Pastor Ferdinand, shoutout sa iyo, Pastor. Salamat po palagi sa inyo. And sa Burlington, kay Boss Rudy Tan. And sa family ko, syempre, family Serrano and Caralde. Sa ate ko, sa pamangkin ko kay Brylan Brent. Sa lola ko, kay Agnes. Sa mama ko, Annalyn Gomer. Sa papa ko, Gomer. And kay Maymay. And yung mga tropa ko na andito ngayon, si JC, si King Kong the Great, at saka si Insan Monding, si Totoy, si Lucky. And yun, sino ba? Yung mga katropang billiards yan. Yun.
Maraming salamat, Encho Serrano. Exciting times for the Abra Solid North Weavers. Ken and Coach Mike.
Thank you so much, Mika. May gusto pa yatang pahabol si Encho. Pero pwede naman sa playoffs. But speaking of the playoffs, yan ang pinaglalabanan ng dalawang kupunan na ito. This is our very last game of the elimination phase. Caloocan versus Pangasinan. Number 4 spot in the North up for grabs. Okay nga, alis dahil magbabalik pa po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.